Do you have low self-esteem, or is that slump just scoliosis?
Got a hangover. Leave me alone. Now leave me alone.
That's okay. Order these electric shock pads and stick them to your abs.
Super confident with myself and that choice. I'm just gonna go.
No.
Some people say that confidence is sexy, but I find confidence repugnant. I don't know why. I've always been one of those people who's attracted to people who walk down the street like this, you know? Like they're cold, even if it's a hot day. But for them, it is cold because the cold's coming from within constantly, you know? But like, I just think if I was a construction worker, like those are the people I would catcall, you know? Like, I'd be like, hey, baby, do you have low self-esteem, or is that slump just scoliosis? What else? So my best friend in life has never had an orgasm. And I seriously mean like my best friend, not me, my best friend, like another person, my best friend. And I finally decided I was gonna solve this problem for her by buying her a vibrator. Because wouldn't that solve the problem? So for her birthday, I went out, got one, wrapped it up, gave it to her, and I was like, here you go, enjoy, wink, wink, call you in a few days. So I let a week go by, and then I called her up, and I'm like, hey, Lisa, how's it going? Obviously, Lisa's not her real name. It's Lisa Katz. And she goes, it didn't work. And I was like, what do you mean it didn't work? It was a very expensive vibrator. I'll return it. She's like, no. She's like, it functioned fine, but it didn't work for me. It didn't solve my problem. And at that moment, I realized that because I was the one who had bought her the vibrator, I kind of felt like I was the guy who hadn't screwed her the right way. Because I found myself saying all the things that guys say in that situation. I was just like, this has never happened to me before. Maybe it's just the first time. Give it another chance. I've given this to a lot of people. No one's ever complained. And then she was like, hey, don't worry about it. This happens to everyone. I like you for you. It's not a big deal. And that's when I hung up and never called her again. Because I don't need that frigid bitch in my life.
And white people are happy early in the morning. They, good morning, how are you? Good morning, hi Dave, how are you? Black people are not happy early in the morning. You catch a black person, good morning, yeah, go on. I got a hangover, leave me alone, now leave me alone. But I like white people because they let you know when stuff's gonna happen. Like if somebody gonna hit me in the head with a stick right now, white person jump up, hey, watch yourself, he's gonna hit you with that stick right there. I can turn around and catch him. Black people don't talk about nothing. They don't let you know nothing. They'll talk among each other, but they won't say nothing to you. Black people sit right now, look, he finna hit him with that stick, he finna hit him. Bam! See, I told you. I told you gonna hit him in the head, didn't I tell you? But white people always use for the love of God when something happens. You ever notice that? For the love of God. Black people use Jesus. Because there's power in the name Jesus. Am I right? You can leave here tonight, your car starts sliding, black person, say, Jesus, car straighten up. White people leave here tonight, car starts sliding, for the love of, boom! Knock the wall down. So start using Jesus, it'll work for you. Because white people take chances, I don't know why. White people don't catch on to nothing. They can go home tonight, garage door open, the kitchen door is wide open. They sit in the car trying to guess, I wonder who left that door open. The brother in the house leaving the back door, he just looking. They walk in the house, I left it open, lay down, for the love of God! The brother be like, shut up and say Jesus.
I like late night infomercials for really poor products that are an advancement in a product that already solved the problem that was made for, but now we can be a little more lazy. What did I just say? I have no idea. Guy. Turn on the TV late at night and they're like, hey, housewives, are you tired of flashlights? Yeah, traditional, primitive flashlights. They never work. They're so hard to use and so hard to store when you aren't using them. Ah, look at all these flashlights falling on me. Flashlight batteries cost thousands of dollars a day. What? And then they prove it with the reenactment video. It's like black and white, some lady in sweatpants, her hair's all frumpy and she's struggling with a flashlight out of the closet. She falls down a flight of stairs. My neck. I can't. This is, I'm a single mother with 3 kids. I don't have time for a handheld light source. That's okay, because now there's easy adhesive 99-cent for a dozen tappet lamps that you can adhere to the wall right next to your Craftmatic adjustable bed, so you don't have to get out of it all the damn time. Just lay there and order more stuff in the fetal position crying. I want to exercise, but you got to move your damn body so much. That's okay. Order these electric shock pads and stick them to your abs for that washboard ass abs. Washboard ass abs. Washboard ass. Stick them on your face, get a washboard face. Washboard your whole body. Join a jug band with a frog and an otter. I don't know what I'm... Come on. Hey, I'm here at the office. I'm silently working out. No one knows I'm defining my jawline right now. Go! Boss is happy. Productivity is up. Thanks, hot coffee. I don't know why I may just grab this toaster and jump in the bathtub. Oh, thank you, Ab Shocker. You can see all my muscles because my skin is melted. But that's healthy. It's a health kick.
Men are hunters, women are gatherers. These are your societal roles as dictated by nature. Men are hunters, women are gatherers, except for when it comes to shopping. And then women are hunters. But we are the only creatures that will rationalize a kill after we make it. A lion runs down a turkey, eats it, doesn't think twice about it, although why a lion and a turkey are on the same terrain, I don't know. This wouldn't matter. No woman's ever just swiped a credit card and been like,
Super confident with myself and that choice. I'm just gonna go.
no. There is a full-on debate between that girl and whatever poor soul she dragged with her that day to the mall. It's like,
Was that a good idea? Those shoes are super cute. Do you like them? I really like them. Are you sure you like them? They're really cute. Are you sure? Just get the shoes. We've been here for 5 hours. I want to go home to my family.
Guys don't do that. It's not like, I went bear hunting last week. I killed a bear. But I don't know how I feel about it. His friend doesn't swoop in like, you know why it's good you went? You got to spend some time outdoors. You got to hang out with your dad. Now you have a bear.